My name is Lizzie Joy, and you are watching my YouTube channel. Hey Queens, Lizzie Joy here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to tell you guys about the time that I was admitted, I'm pretty sure that's the right word, to a mental hospital slash institution, whatever it was called. I don't know the exact place or like what it was called, but it was basically a mental institution, so that's why I'm going to call it that. Let's take it way back. Take it back to 8th grade. It was my 8th grade year, and I'm a senior now in high school. So, I was in middle school at the time. Basically, at the time, I was very upset. Just upset with the world and upset with every situation that was going on in my life, apparently. I had a really close teacher that I was really close to, and we would always talk every morning and every single day. And I remember the one day I said something like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't want to go on, with life," basically is what I said. And she twisted my words around and she told the corporal of the school, which is like a police officer at the school, that I was thinking about like harming myself and like stuff like that. So the police officer, I remember that day. Remind you, I was like really upset at this point, and I was like crying all the time, like crying in school, which is like really embarrassing, but like I did it, cause like yeah. She came and see me during school, and she was like, "Are you okay? Like, do we need to admit you to a healthcare thing?" And I was like, the mental place. And I was like, "No, I'm fine, whatever. I'm not thinking about doing that, whatever, whatever." And then she was like, "Okay, you could go back to class, whatever, whatever." I went back to class. And then later that, the day went on, whatever, whatever, upset. For personal reasons, I don't want to like tell the video like why I was upset or like why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But we was at that point, people. So we're at the point of our life. And when I look back at the situation now, I'm just like, that was literally so dumb. But like at the time, it's just like, big in your life. I don't know. Anyways, so the lady came to my house later that day. I got home from school, and she came to my house like literally like I want to say like 10 minutes after like being home from school, like off the bus, like home finally, like after walking from the bus stop and everything. That doesn't matter, but like whatever. So I'm home, I'm in my room, and apparently she comes to the door, and my dad, he comes and gets me, and he's like, "Somebody's here for you." I walk out, and it's the lady, and she sits me on her couch, and we talk about the situation. We talk about my situation basically, and she explained to me like what's gonna happen, like that she's gonna take me to a facility for people who want to self-harm, and it's like for other reasons too, but like that's one of the main reasons for the facility. I'm not exactly sure what it's called again, but yeah. She was like, "We're gonna admit you there for 72 hours." At the time, I wasn't listening to a word she was saying. Like I was too upset. I was too like out of it to like be listening to what she was talking about and what she was saying to me. So basically, I'm just like sitting on the couch like this, like I'm just like dozing off, and she's like keeps on talking, whatever, whatever. And she's like, "Did you take any drugs? Like, try to overdose or anything?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." She said, "If you did, we have to pump your stomach." And I was like, That sounds painful. But like I didn't take any drugs, so I didn't have to worry about that. And then my mom came home and then I explained it to her that they took me away. But something I remember from this is I had to go in handcuffs. So like she was like, in order for you to ride in the cop car, which is the car that she had, obviously, you have to put handcuffs on. And she was like, I won't put them in your back because you're having a hard time, but I'll put them in the front. I was like, girl, like just, I'm not gonna run away. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do? You know what I mean? So she puts the handcuffs on, we go in her car, and when we got in her car, I remember like looking out the window, like just like sitting there like looking out like a music video, but like then I fell asleep, I remember, and then she woke me up and we were at the place. Now, this is where ooh, this place is like I have very different opinions about this place. Like the whole entire thing, oh my gosh, it was like a dream, you know what I mean? So not in a good way. Not in a good way. So we get to the place and she walks me into the place. So in the place there was different sections. So there was like the initial, like when you walk in, like anybody could go in, whatever, like when you walk in the waiting room area, whatever, and then they bring you back to another waiting room area for you to wait to get like your bedroom and everything and your roommates, whatever, all settled out. And then it's like the actual place with like all the I don't know what to call this, like all the kids, because it's, you know, younger people, so all the kids and everything, like, and the staff that's watching us, babysitting us basically, and like all the way in the back. So we walk into the first initial area, which is the waiting room, the first waiting room, and then there's another waiting room, like I said, but the first waiting room where anybody could walk in. So we walk in, the guy's there. She's like, you're gonna sit here for a while. He has to do paperwork. You know, the guy at the front desk. He's like, yeah. She's like, he has to do paperwork. You're gonna sit here, and then he's gonna take you back. But this is as far as I could go. You know what I mean? Like that lady. And I was like, okay. She's like, good luck. I wish you luck. Whatever. I was like, good luck. Like for what? Like what am I getting myself into, basically? So I sit down, and there's this guy. I want to say he was like 16, 17. Yeah. And he had like cuts like all up his arm, and it was like really sad. But he had handcuffs on, and his like legs were handcuffed, like his ankles were handcuffed. Not together obviously, but it had like a chain and like 2 circles on his ankles. But like his whole arm was like cut. Like he was talking to me, and I was like terrified. Terrible, because remind you, like, I'm scared, you know what I mean? Like I have no idea what this place is, what I'm doing. Like I just don't understand anything, basically. And this is the first guy that I see, like the first person that I see in this whole entire thing, besides the main guy at the front desk. So he's waiting with me, and like, he's still talking to me, like he's talking to me about like his whole story and everything. Like I honestly couldn't tell you now like what that story was or what his story was, but it was pretty sad, I remember. But like I literally could not tell you the story, like if I even remembered it, because I really don't remember his story, and that's irrelevant anyways to this story. But yeah, so then time goes on, he feeds me, I think it was dinner at this time. Yeah, he feeds me dinner because everybody else was getting dinner, and like he had to feed me dinner because I was still waiting. So I ate, and then they brought me back, and before they brought me back, like initially to like the actual back, there was the second waiting room, whatever. So before they brought me back to the second waiting room, I had to get strip search, which basically is like where you have to get naked in front of somebody. It was a girl. In front of somebody, and then, you know, they check if you have any weapons or anything on you, or like any scars from doing, like if you did what you did, whatever. So that part was like horrible. I hated every second of that part. Every minute. I hated it. But I went through it, so I had to. They wouldn't let you back. So after that, I went back to the second waiting room and I waited there 8 hours. In the room with these, I think it was 8 other girls. There wasn't any boys in there. There wasn't the boys and the girls had to be separately, so I think it was like 8 other girls. And yeah, it was pretty boring. We just sat there on the couches that they have. It wasn't like couches, it was like individual couches kind of thing. And then we just sat there, we watched Disney Channel. And at first there was a lot of talking, but like after a while we honestly just fell asleep. Like it was so tiring just sitting there. Something that was creepy though, like as soon as I walked in, like everybody was like all eyes on me, you know what I mean? Like when you walked in, like everybody was like all eyes on you, like why are you here, what do you do? And like they were nosy children. I was just like, first of all, I'm like terrified, like you're coming up to me, like I don't want to talk to you, I don't know you, you're a complete stranger, you know what I mean? So leave me alone. So I kind of like kept to myself for a while, and then when we finally went back, everybody was, I want to say it was the last 2, so everybody got back before me and this other girl, and I was one of the last 2, and they brought us back, and they were like, it's bedtime right now, obviously, like, you know, it's like in the middle of the night at this point, like, I don't know what took so long. But they showed me my bed, they showed me my roommate, they were like, you're gonna sleep here, we get up early in the morning, we're gonna wake you up, da-da-da, brush your teeth, go to sleep, and we'll wake you up. And I said, okay. So then I went to sleep, and the next morning they woke us all up, and they checked our vitals, which is basically like our blood pressure, like, you know, when they put the thing around your arm, and then the finger thing, and they did a couple other things, I forget what it was, but yeah. So then after that we ate breakfast, and then we went to like this group room thing for like therapy session with like everybody, and that's basically like where you got to like meet each other, basically, whatever. So like I made like, not friends, but like I got along with 2 people there. You find like a couple people to talk to, just to talk to, like when you're doing like group activities, because otherwise you're just gonna sit there and like look horrible. So you know, and like at the time I was like outgoing, I'm still outgoing, but like, you know, yeah. So after the first day, I want to say like I felt so like out of my place. Like I didn't feel like I belonged there, you know what I mean? Like I just, everybody else was like so depressed and like down, and like yeah, I was upset, but like I wasn't like depressed like them. Like it's really hard to explain, but like I am not like that at all. And like everybody was just like, you know, black, emo, whatever. I'm just like, and I really felt out of place after the first day. But then after a while, after the first day, and the second and the third day was honestly like kind of like fun in a way. Like it wasn't fun, but it was like, it was way better than the first and second day, the first day initially. So let's just go through the routine, shall we? So we woke up, took vitals, which is the blood pressure and all that stuff, and then we ate breakfast, and then we had the support group therapy, whatever you want to call it, and then we had playtime, hangout time, whatever it was called, and then we had lunch, and then it was nap time. So like basically it was visiting hours or nap time, and my mom never came to visit me or anything, so I just, you know, slept or just stayed in the room. And then after nap time was dinner, and then after dinner we all watched a movie and had like a snack. It was usually like a little ice cream thing or something, and then after that we went to bed, and then we woke up and did the same thing. No, it seems like I was in there for like a week. Yeah, I was only in there for 3 days, technically 72 hours, but like it seemed like so much longer than that from like what I remember. But it was just like a weird experience. I wouldn't recommend if I were you. It just sucks like when you're, cause you're basically like trapped there. Like if you get bar, what's the word? Baker acted. If you get Baker acted, you're stuck there for 72 hours by the law. So that's what I was, stuck there for 72 hours by the law. And it's kind of like you were trapped, like whatever. I didn't have a phone at the time, but like if you do have a phone, like say if I was admitted right now, like on my phone, like I'll be allowed to have it. It was mandatory to talk to a therapist. So when I talked to the therapist, they were like, I don't even know why you're in here, your life seems fun, like I don't understand like what the issue is, like why you're here, whatever. So after that I was like, you're right, you know what I mean, like so like after that my life never really like changed because of it. I mean, like it's something that I experienced, and like I'm not happy I experienced it, but like I'm glad I got to like see that side of the world. It's like something like you don't need to experience it, you know what I mean? Like you can live without experiencing that. But it's a cool story to tell, I guess. I don't freaking know. But it was definitely an adventure, and it was definitely a experience, to say the least. Life kept on going on. And yeah, that was the story about the time that I went to a mental institution. I didn't want to go into like depth of the story and the place or the just like all around, because one, personal reasons, and two, like it's just like kind of boring, you know what I mean? Like it's like, But if you have any questions about it, like about certain things or whatever, I know one of the questions that I got a lot was like, how was the food in there? And like honestly, the food was good. My favorite thing that they served was the pudding. The only thing that I didn't like is that you had to drink sweet tea, and I don't like sweet tea, so at the time. But if you have any questions about it, you can comment them down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers. Right now I'm at 1.4k. So I'm almost there to 1.5k, which is going to be really insane. I never thought that I would even have 1k. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up also, and please make sure you subscribe. It really does help a lot. I hope you have a good day, night, morning, whatever time you're watching this, and I love you all the mostest. Bye, queens.